Listen, are you thinking about moving to Melbourne, Florida? Well, let me tell you, this little city on the Space Coast might just shock you. It's not Miami, it's not Orlando, it's got its own unique vibe, and if you're not prepared, you could end up learning the hard way. That's why in this video, I'm sharing 8 essential tips you need to know before making that move to Melbourne, Florida. So, whether it's housing, cost of living, traffic, weather, or even where not to live, I'll give you the inside scoop so you can transition as smooth as possible. And you're gonna wanna stick around because tip number 6 could save you thousands of dollars a year. And here's the thing, people are moving to Melbourne at record rates. The population has grown by nearly 10% in the last decade. And with companies like Northrop Grumman, L3 Harris, and SpaceX contracts nearby, jobs are simply booming. But just because it's growing doesn't mean it's the right fit for everyone. Let's break it down. That's why we have tip number 1. You want to understand the housing market. Now, first things first, when it comes to housing, the median home prices in Melbourne sits around $370,000. That's still more affordable than parts of South Florida or Orlando, but prices have been climbing quickly. Some of the most desirable neighborhoods include Viera, which is a master plan community that have great schools and newer homes. Then right next door you have Suntree, which is an established area filled with golf course living. Then if you go a little further south, you have downtown Melbourne, which is a walkable historic charm. Now if you're looking for something a little more affordable, Palm Bay just south of Melbourne is often where buyers start. With homes starting in the $250,000 to $300,000 range, I have a proposition for you. If you're already thinking about moving here and want to see available homes, you're going to want to check out the link in the description where I put together a free Melbourne relocation guide. Now, tip number 2, you're going to want to know the cost of living here. Now, compared to Miami, Tampa, or even Orlando, Melbourne is about 8 to 10% cheaper overall. Utilities average around $160 to $200 a month. And groceries are close to the national average here. Gas is usually a little cheaper than the national average, thanks to Florida's lower taxes. But here's where people get caught off guard: home insurance and property taxes. Florida's insurance rates are amongst the highest in the nation due to hurricanes. In Brevard County, the average homeowner pays around $2,800 to $3,500 a year just for insurance. You're definitely going to want to factor that in before you buy. Now, tip number 3, you're going to want to be prepared for the weather here. Let's talk about it. You're going to love the winters. They're going to be 60s and sunny, but the summers, as you already know, Florida is hot, humid, and daily afternoon storms are the norm here. And I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Hurricanes are reality here as well. While Melbourne doesn't get slammed as often as Miami, you should still prepare for at least one active storm season each year. But here's a pro tip. You're going to want to invest in storm shutters or impact windows if your new home doesn't already have that. It not only keeps you safe, but can reduce your insurance bill as well. Now we have tip number 4. You're going to want to understand the job market here before you even move. Melbourne is a part of the Space Coast, and that name isn't just for show. Companies like NASA, SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Lockheed Martin all have a presence nearby. The city is also home to L3 Harris Technologies and Northrop Grumman, 2 of the area's largest employers. And on top of that, healthcare is huge here, with Health First running several hospitals. If you're in the engineering, tech, healthcare, or defense, you'll feel right at home job-wise. Now, tip number 5, you're going to want to know about the school system and the education system here. If you've got kids, schools matter. Melbourne is part of the Brevard public school system, which is ranked amongst the better districts in Florida. You have popular schools that include West Shore Junior Senior High School, consistently rated one of the best in Florida. Then you have Pineapple Cove Classical Academy. This is a good charter option that have multiple locations. They have a strong academic foundation. And then when it comes to higher education, there's Florida Institute of Technology right here in Melbourne, aka FIT, Go Panthers. And then we have tip number 6. You're going to want to learn the layout and traffic patterns here. It can save you a lot of time. Now, traffic in Melbourne is definitely a mixed bag. We don't have the gridlock of Miami or Orlando, but you will learn to hate Wickham Road at 5 p.m. Most people rely on cars. Public transportation is very, very limited here. So just be prepared. And if you're working near the beaches or Patrick Space Force Base, living on the barrier islands can save you headaches. But if you're commuting to Northrop or Harris, look closer to Palm Bay or Viera. Just a word of advice. And if you're curious which neighborhood is right for your commute and lifestyle, go ahead and schedule a quick call with me. The link's below in the description. I'll walk you through your options and help you avoid making a costly mistake. Now, tip number 7, you're going to want to embrace the lifestyle here. Living in Melbourne is as much about lifestyle as it is about cost of living. Listen, you're 10 minutes from the beach, rocket launches light up the sky on a weekly basis. There are endless outdoor activities like fishing, kayaking, biking, and even surfing. Downtown Melbourne has a growing nightlife and restaurant scene. And the Ogali Art District is even great for festivals and local culture. If you're coming from a big city, it'll feel slower pace, but that's exactly why people love it here. And then you have tip number 8. You're gonna wanna know about taxes and retirement perks. Now, this is the one last tip that many people don't know. Florida obviously has no state income tax. That's huge if you're relocated from places like New York, New Jersey, or even California. Retirees especially love it here because Social Security and pensions aren't taxed as well. Combine that with affordable homes compared to South Florida, and you can see why Melbourne consistently ranks as one of the top and best places to live here in Florida. So, there you have it, 8 essential tips when moving to Melbourne, Florida. We went over everything from the housing market to hurricanes, jobs to lifestyle. Now, you know what to expect. If you're serious about making that move, I have a free relocation guide for you. Check the link in the description below. And of course, if you need help finding a home, that link is right above it. So treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. I'll be happy to help you call Melbourne home. Last but not least, thank you guys for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. And you're gonna wanna subscribe for more Florida living content. And drop a comment with what part of Melbourne you'd like me to cover next. For those of you who don't know, I'm Steven, your Space Coast Realtor, and I'll see you in the next video.